The U.S. Justice Department has asked to take over Donald Trump's defense in a defamation case brought by a prominent American columnist who accused him of rape. The unusual move means government lawyers would defend Trump at the expense of American taxpayers. The lawsuit was filed by advice columnist E Jean Carroll. Carroll says he sexually assaulted her in an upscale department store fitting room in the 1990s. Trump called her a liar and claimed that he'd never met her. Let's speak about this with Melanie Sloan. She's a former U.S. federal prosecutor and attorney. She's joining us from Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us on Al Jazeera once again. How unusual is this type of intervention from the Department of Justice?
Well, Doreen, this is a shocking intervention by the Department of Justice. Mr. Trump had just been had a decision in the state court case that would have required him to sit for a deposition, provide documents, and even provide a DNA sample. So now the Department of Justice is intervening in order to get the case dismissed by attempting to move it to federal court and claiming that Mr. Trump has sovereign immunity for the defamation, which basically if he has immunity from it, that means there is no case. It's not just that it moves over to the federal court and gets defended there, it would be dismissed. And this is unprecedented. So
the argument by the Department of Justice's lawyers says this, that Mr. Trump can be defended by government attorneys because he was serving in his capacity as president when he denied Ms. Carroll's allegation. You're saying they don't really have a leg to stand on?
No, I don't think they have any leg to stand on. We're talking about President Trump talking about conduct that occurred before he was president and referring to conduct before he was president. And basically their argument is that anything that the president says, therefore, he's first of all an employee of the government, which is actually a question that's not settled, but also that he has absolute immunity for no matter what he says. And the real reason that the Department of Justice has done this is to delay the case. The state court case was continuing. It could have proven embarrassing for Mr. Trump before the election with documents and a deposition and even the DNA. And now with this intervention, the case will be delayed while it goes to federal court. And the federal court will have make a decision as to whether it belongs there or goes back to state court, all of which will undoubtedly be after the election.
And who will be funding all of this, Melanie?
Oh, well, the U.S. taxpayer, because this is clearly the president using the Department of Justice for his personal, treating it as his personal lawyers. And that, of course, is yet another shocking development. The Department of Justice has never been used this way before. And Mr. Trump has a very willing accomplice in the Attorney General, Bob Barr, who's been willing to take whatever the president asks and go forward and do it. And I think most Americans would be very unhappy to realize that the Department of Justice is now basically acting as the private lawyer for President Trump.
Can anything actually be done about this, though, at this point?
The only thing that can be done is that a federal court will hear the matter and hopefully hear it in a reasonably quick time frame and send it back to state court. But just the way the American court system works, those things tend to take time. There are motions and briefs to be filed, and none of that happens quickly.
And of course, it is election year over there for the president. All right, Melanie Sloan, thank you very much for speaking to us from Washington, D.C.
Thank you.